Greetings to you. This is Brandon, the freight broker with Alliance Logistics, and I hope this message finds you in great health and spirit on another beautiful Monday morning that we've been blessed to see. I want to thank you so much for spending some of your time with me today. We're going to get right into the business of things this morning, and what we're going to be talking about is providing the cheapest price to your shippers and how this affects your business. And I get it. I get what it is that you're attempting to do. You're trying to curry favor with that particular shipper to get him to give you some business so he can, see how well you handle the movement of loads in hopes that he'll give you more loads. So I get that. At the same time, we have to be very careful with that, because when we start giving shippers lanes, or we start giving them prices in lanes that are not congruent with the current market, then we as brokers are polluting our market by providing these bottom line prices. And not only that, a lot of times when you give these bottom line prices, you're not going to be able to get the load moved because you don't own, or you probably don't own your own assets, meaning you don't have your own trucks. So you have to rely on someone else's truck to move that load from point A to point B. And when you don't have a sufficient amount of money in that particular lane, it gets very, very difficult in order to move that load. And you end up relying on the hope and wish method, meaning you've provided a bottom line price. Now you have to hope and wish that you're going to find a truck in order to move it. So you have to be very careful with that. The other side of that is, you're thinking that you're going to get more loads from that particular carrier, and it may work out that way. But what usually happens a lot of time is once you give that bottom line price, now that shipper expects that you're going to have these very low prices. And when you don't have those low prices, he simply goes to someone else. So our purpose of being in business as freight brokers is to make profit. And that is a decent profit, and when you're not making profit, you won't be in business for very long. And as freight brokers, we have to think win times 3. Let's look at it this way. Once you provide a price to a shipper, that shipper has to be satisfied with the price. Your carrier has to be satisfied with the price that you're going to go to him to move that particular load. And you as a broker have to make profit. So it's win times 3. There are 3 entities involved, and we have to make sure that we keep that in mind at all times. And when you're not making profit, know, trust, and believe that it's only a matter of time before you'll find yourself out of business. It's like you're moving loads, but you're not making any money, and you can't sustain that model for a very long period of time. So it's very important that we study our lanes, study those lanes to know what is a good rate in that particular lane. And when I say a good rate, I mean a competitive rate, not a cheap rate, because that cheap rate won't allow for you to sustain yourself, your network. It's just not. When I say your network, I mean your carrier network. So be very careful and mindful of the fact that you are charged with, as a broker, to provide competitive pricing, not necessarily the cheapest price. When you start to sell yourself on price, that gets you into very murky water, and it sometimes will put you in a situation where it can make you look incompetent. What do I mean by that? Well, when you provide these bottom line prices and then you're not able to get that load moved, it makes you look incompetent as a broker. Because you've gone to that shipper and said that, hey, I can get the load moved for X amount of dollars. I can pick it up on this day and have it there by this day. And when you realize, oh my goodness, I'm not going to be able to get this load moved, then you have to go back to your shipper and either ask for more money or tell him that you cannot get the load moved. And that makes you look as if you don't know what you're doing. So it's better to do your research, do your due diligence in that particular lane, and provide pricing that is a competitive price, a price that allows for your shipper to win, your carrier to win, and of course you to win as a freight broker. And when I say win, I don't mean you making 60% profit or 50% profit. I mean a decent profit. And what we consider a decent profit is about 15% on your load. So, you want to make sure that you're providing pricing that is congruent with that particular lane. You don't want to start giving $1.80 per mile in a $3 per mile lane. It's usually just not going to work out for you. So be very aware of that. So that's what we wanted to share with you this morning. We won't hold you long this morning. There are many things I'm sure you want to accomplish this morning as well as we do. So we're going to get on into our day and allow for you to get into yours. Thank you so much for visiting with us this morning. If you have questions about the freight broker industry, you can give us a call at 470-427-2711 extension 101, or you can go to our website. We have different training packages on our website, www.training.alliancelogistics.net. I want to thank you again for spending some time with me this morning. You have a very productive day, and I look forward to seeing and talking to you soon.